about to knock myself out with this mic. What the helly? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another live with your host, Dr. Chief this Sunflower. Um, Today, I just want to do a little bit of motivation. So come on in the room. Come on in the room. Uh-oh. I kind of been relaxing for the past day or two because I just needed a break. I needed a break, y'all. But I'm back, and we're going to talk about you are not your worst day. Now, I've been seeing all on my timeline with the state of the economy and everything people are facing. I see a lot of people contemplating letting it go. They don't want to be here. You know, they feel alone. They feel like they can't make it. They feel like it's just too fucking much going on. Let's just be honest. But I'm here to tell you guys, this is a little, suicide prevention and mental health awareness for us today, because I feel like some people may need it and they may not say it. Have you ever felt like you just needed to get some real deep stuff off your chest, but you couldn't say it because you know how people are going to judge you? You know how they look at you when you're not doing the best, right? So let me say this. You are not your worst day. I have been there, done that, where some really, really terrible circumstances have entered my life. Losing a mom, losing grandparents, losing friends, sister, just losing people. That's the most ultimate thing that can set you in a path where you feel like it's your worst day. Other things that make you feel like it's your worst day is not having all the things that you need to make it through the day. Some people don't even have enough positive energy to make it through the day. They don't have enough money to make it through the day. They don't even have enough ideas or creativity inside to make it through the day. But I'm here to tell you that you are not your worst day. There has been a time when I was out of my identity before I realized I was a Mary Indian Niji, where I always felt this demonic spirit of just feeling like it was just too much, like life can just be too much for you. Okay? And on those days where you feel the worst, you can feel so broken where you just are, you can't even see clearly. I urge you not to make any decisions on a day you feel down, bad. The best thing you can do is just let life go, take a break. This light is tripping. I should just turn this light off because it's not freaking doing what I needed to do. So let's get a different light. Let's try my little TikTok light, because that light acting really freaking whack. That light's not much better, but at least it's not flickering. Okay? So, back to our conversation. So this is for the person who feels broken today, for the person who feels like they're weak, and who feels like they're behind, because it's so much changing right now. So it's easy to feel behind. So before we go any further, let's just get us some motivational, let's listen to a motivational track to motivate you today. Okay? This is a Hood to Hooded podcast. Dr. Chief this Sunflower. Dr. Sean. Y'all tap those hearts. From the hood to the hooded, we standing true, telling our story. Yeah, this is true. History talking, wisdom revived. This ain't just a lie, this is life. Yes, Lord, I feel that. Talk to him all the way live. All right, so that's just a little reminder to let you know that your worst day is not your last day unless you give up. And I had a lot of days where I feel like it was the worst day, especially when you're younger and you don't have that wisdom to know that tomorrow is going to be better. It's not the end of the world. These things that you think are the end of the world, it could be a relationship. It could be something so unattached to you that you feel like you can't live without, that can make you flip out. But we got to know that on these days when we feeling broken, you are not broken. You are not weak. You are not behind. Okay? And if you listening to this, your mind keep replaying the worst moments, the failure, the mistakes you made, the loss, the day everything fell apart. I need y'all to hear me clearly. That moment is not your identity. It's not. So detach yourself from those moments when you didn't feel the best. Detach yourself from the moments when you feel like you're not enough. Please detach yourself from that mind frame, from that mindset. Y'all already know what I tell y'all on the Hood to Hooded podcast. If you follow Dr. Chief's Sunflower, then you already know you got that greatness already in your DNA. You already, dang, something going on. Hold on. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Shawn with Motivational Dentistry. How can I help you? Okay, we're back. Let's see. Duty calls. Duty calls. Where was I? So I was just telling you guys, if you replay those terrible moments in your head where you felt the weakest, where you felt the worst, then, that moment is not your identity. It's not your identity. When I think back on the moments where I felt the weakest, the broken, the brokest, the sickest, the poorest, the most down and out, those were some of the moments that catapulted me into my greatness, into the next level. Because without those experiences, without those failures, without those mistakes that I made, I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, even though you be in those moments where everything fall apart and you don't know which way to turn, guess what? If you keep going, you will get yourself on the right path, or you might be the alchemist of your path. You might create a whole new path that nobody's seen coming. Now, for me, I know my path is being that dentist, that doctor who made it through the hood, who made it through so many setbacks, so many stereotypes, so many unfortunate cards that I was dealt. It wasn't the best hand, but you got the best brand. That's you. You the best brand you can be. Nobody can be you better than you. So when I was in my darkest moments, feeling my lowest, feeling like I couldn't make it, there was always that seed. There was always something that said, you know what? I gotta keep going. I know it get greater later. So I'm here to tell you guys that it gets greater when? Later. Some of us, it might get greater now for some people, but for some of us, it's gonna get greater later because you've been putting in the work. Even though you've been feeling down, you still kept going. If I had gave up the times when I didn't have anywhere to lay my head, if I had gave up the days when I didn't even know if I could even get into dental school and they told me that it was a 1% chance, if I had gave up when they said, there's an easier way for you to do what you want to do. I know your dreams are a little big. You might can accomplish such grand things. So you might want to, dim your light. There's a lot of people out there want you to dim your light. I want you to tell them to clock that T and watch me shine bright. Let me stop. I want you to clock that T and watch me shine super bright. Okay? Watch me shine bright. Watch me make it through every storm that was meant to destroy me. Watch me survive the hurricane. Watch me survive the trauma. Watch me survive the setbacks. The naysayers who told me I wasn't going to amount to nothing. Watch the look on their face when you push through. Because they said that you wasn't going to be shit. You remember when they said that? you remember. They probably saying that right now. You ain't going to be nothing. You ain't going to... Listen. I know you can't see the vision for my life. But I have a purpose. You have a purpose. So stop replaying those bad moments. Stop replaying the failures. Stop replaying all the mistakes you made. Stop replaying the loss that you've taken. Stop replaying the times when you lost a certain special person in your life. Stop replaying those moments. Right? Key? You finna lock the door? Oh. Stop replaying those moments in your head. Those moments where you felt the weakest, guess what? Guess what, guys? These are the moments that made the foundation. They lay the foundation for who you're becoming. All of those moments. Okay? In the moment where you felt the weakest, if it's now or if it was in the past that you keep replaying in your head, that is a chapter in your life. It's not the whole entire book. For me, a long time, I stayed in the chapter of replaying the moment where I lost my mom. Being this little 8-year-old. Now having to figure out life without parents. Having to figure out life without, legacy and guidance. That can really traumatize you. But what if you say, that was just a chapter. And that chapter helped me create my story. Right? Some of you are exhausted not because life is hard. It's because you keep punishing yourself for surviving. And I'm going to tell you something. The way they got everything set up, the way history is revealing to us all the oppression, all of the stipulations put in place for my ancestors and for the generations after them to suffer, it's ridiculous. So now when I know I'm in a situation where I'm not really having all the tools and resources, I know that's not me, that's oppression. And stop blaming yourself for that. Stop blaming yourself for being harassed by the police because they got something evil going on where they're attacking melanated people. Stop blaming yourself for that. Stop blaming yourself for the pseudo history we were taught that make us feel like we were not able to do some of the things that we've created and invented. You keep saying to yourself, I should have known better. You keep saying to yourself, I messed everything up. I wasted time. And it is not a waste of time. It's never a waste of time when you grow and you learn from your mistakes. This is never a waste of time, tribe. It's never a waste of time. Okay? You learn, you live, and you still here. You might not do shit perfect, but guess what? You still here. I learn, I grow, I make mistakes. I do things that I'm like, dang, I could have made a different move, but it's always after you make the mistake where you realize, damn, I could have did something different. Some people get in their head when they're like, dang it, and they just live with it. You got to move on from that. You can't stay there. Okay? You can't stay there. You are still here for a reason. That means your story isn't over. If you still here for a reason and you push through those dark days, you push through that pseudo history, you push through all the setbacks that tried to set you up for failure, you push past the trauma that entered your life, the brokenness, the weakness, that's going to make you stronger. Right? Because guess what happens with depression? What's up, Dr. Peace, Joy, Happiness? Guess what happens? Depression lies quietly. It tells you to isolate yourself because nobody cares. It tells you to stay stuck. It tells you, that the past is proof that you'll never do better. What's up? Hello. Thank you for tapping those hearts, guys. How you doing, Dr. Peace, Joy, Happiness? I love that name. I just really love that name. Such a positive name. Right? So I see so many things down my timeline. People ready to give up. They still here. They can't figure out. They don't want to be here anymore. And this is not okay because you're not alone. And I'm sure it's so many other people who don't speak out that feel like they're alone. And they sit with that depression. And the thing about depression is you'll start to hear these demonic things in your head telling you, no, it ain't worth it. You just a failure. You might as well give up. Ain't nobody gonna care. This is what keeps you stuck by not saying, you know what? I don't feel ashamed for feeling down. I don't feel ashamed for feeling burnt out. I'm not alone. You're not alone. But you can't stay stuck at that very moment. You can cry. You can feel down a little bit. It's okay. Just listen to your body. This isn't a time for you to throw in the towel. This is a time for you to sit still. Sometimes stillness, getting yourself at peace, a lot of times you be losing things you don't even really need. You be trying to hold on to shit you don't even really need to be great. You trying to hold on to this material stuff when you got your mind. You got so many lessons that you're learning every time you push past the point where you almost about to give up. That voice that you hear, that's not wisdom when it's saying isolate yourself, stay stuck. That's not wisdom talking. That's the trauma talking. That's pain talking. And pain does not get to make permanent decisions in your life. Online therapy is great. I've never done online therapy, Dr. Peace, Joy, and Happiness, but I'm sure that it is a great source for people who can't get to the doctor. Thank you for mentioning that. Because just talking to someone really helps out. Even in dental school, when I was in my doctoral program, even in high school, even at Florida State, I had to go back and realize every level that I had to rise to the occasion, I always had a counselor I could go and talk to about the childhood trauma that always followed me. People don't understand losing your mom in a car accident so instantly as a child. That's something that never really goes away. You have to learn how to still be successful while dealing with pain. Still be successful when you're going and having to see your father incarcerated. Still be successful without either parent there to, most people say, hype you up. You still have to figure out a way to push past the pain. So your pain don't get to make those permanent decisions in your life. If it feels heavy, don't ask, why am I like this? Ask, what do I need right now? Sometimes the best thing you can do is not push through. Like I said earlier, sometimes the best thing you can do is pause. Take a deep breath and ask for help. Even if that help is just you calling that hotline, that suicide hotline. Even if it's just calling that number saying, you know what? I don't want nobody to know. But I know that you're a stranger and I know that you can help me out. That's what they're there for. Use these resources. The only moment where everything ends is when you give up on yourself. I don't care who gave up on you. I don't care if you feel like the world gave up on you or you don't have what you need. Listen, you cannot give up on you. Ever. All right? And see, even just like TikTok, they just restricted the live for talking about such a subject that most people are even scared to talk about. They say, hey, Dr. Sean, this is a sensitive subject. We don't really want you to be in the For You page because even though it's sensitive, a lot of people don't need to hear. That's what TikTok just said. I disagree. I feel like this is why people don't come out and say anything because, you know, you got the apps even trying to silence you, right? So let's be real. When I see people down the timeline thinking about ending their life, it doesn't mean that you want to get away from here. It means you want the pain to stop. It means that you want whatever temporary trauma that you're facing to stop. But just know that pain is temporary. Even when you don't feel like it, it is just temporary. You don't have to fix your whole life in one day. You don't have to fix your whole life today. You don't have to make sense of everything right now. You don't have to be motivated every second of the day. All you have to do is stay. Say it with me. All I have to do when I feel my lowest is stay. And sometimes that means just staying in silence, breathing, pausing for a second, because life be lifing. It's a lot going on. People are upset about the health insurance. They're upset about, the grocery bills, the rent prices. I see it all down the timeline. So all these different negative factors can push you to the brink of just feeling like you want to leave. But I'm telling you today, just stay. Stay long enough for the wave of whatever you're going through to pass. Stay long enough so that you can at least talk to someone about it. And another thing is, you got to stay long enough so that you can see what tomorrow brings, because your life could change in a day. It could change in one day, all because you simply decided to stay. Right? So if your mind is loud right now, you have a lot of dark thoughts circling in your mind, please reach out to someone. In the U.S., if you're dealing with these type of thoughts, you can call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Right? And if you're outside of the United States, local crisis lines are available worldwide. Or reach out to a trusted human and say, hey, I'm not okay. I need support. Sometimes just saying I'm not okay just alleviates so much stress. When you call that person and say, hey, I need you. I'm not okay. But don't suffer in silence. That one sentence alone, I am not okay and I need support, can save your life. Right? Because your past, guess what? That doesn't disqualify you from achieving success. Your failures, they don't cancel your future just because you failed. They don't cancel anything out. Your pain doesn't mean you are a burden to life. So many times I felt classes and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be a doctor. I done failed a class. I done been there, done that, y'all. Been there, done that. Feeling like a failure. But look at me now. Every day I go through shit where I'm like, damn, this entrepreneur stuff is really making me feel like a failure sometimes. But I really have to say, you know what? It's not that I'm failing. I'm learning. I'm growing. How else do you expect to experience life if you don't go through the ups and downs? If you expect everything to be peaches and cream all the way to the end, that is not going to happen. As I'm learning, as I get wiser and older, I'm realizing, okay, these little bumps in the road are meant to be here. So let me just sip some tea and wait for it to end, because tomorrow is going to be a better day, right? Tomorrow you're going to shine again. Tomorrow you're going to be elevated again. One of the biggest tricks that freed my spirit, and I'll be honest with y'all, was learning my true identity. It freed my spirit so much. It just such a empowering feeling to know that you was lied to about who you are. History, society put all of this oppression on you and try to change your identity into a race we'll call up people who they say were enslaved and didn't amount to them. And then you uncover through your research, through your personal family, that, oh my God, my ancestors were here. They were some of the indigenous, melanated, amazing people who've done great things right here on this soil. That was one thing that really truly freed my mind to make me feel like I'm proud as hell. I know why it's hard now. I know why they set it up for me to want to break my spirit. After I read Christopher Columbus, and I just found a compilation of 300 more pages of this guy talking shit and saying that he was going to, well, they required him to come over here and Christianize the Indians. Every time I read these type of things, it gives me so much empowerment to know that I am able to understand my enemy. Understanding your enemy is empowering, because a lot of the generational curses that we talk about, a lot of the stereotypes that we are faced with today come from a system of oppression that has been here for ages, right? It's almost like I gotta go soon, right? So your past don't qualify you. Your failures, the pain that you go through, it doesn't. You're not a burden because you're needed here. And if you can't see where yet, that's okay. You still are needed here. You still are very valuable, even if you don't feel like it today. So just take this moment, guys, if you feeling burnt the hell out, and inhale. Exhale. And let that shit go. Okay? Let it go. And let it go. If it ain't making you happy, let it go. Let it fly away. Bye-bye negativity. Bye-bye. 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 All right. Now, I want you guys to repeat after me and out loud if you can. Out loud. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. I am allowed to move forward. Say it with me, guys. I am allowed to move forward. Are you not? I hope you're catching these calls because this thing is off the chain right now. I might have to go, y'all, because this phone is off the chain. Which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but I might have to go. So, where was I? So, repeat after me. I am allowed to move forward. Because you are. Nothing should be holding you back from moving forward. Nothing. Because guess what? If you to the point where you feel like you fell down and you right here, you don't have no place but to go up. Or if you feel like something has pulled you back to where you used to be, you don't got no choice but to go forward. You can't keep going backwards. Can't keep allowing things to pull you backwards. Even a mindset can pull you backwards. Having a negative mindset can pull you so far backwards when you don't believe in yourself. And you talk about yourself in a negative light all the time. It's going to pull you further backwards. It's not going to bring you towards your goals. What's up, Lionel Clements 5675? The next thing we're going to say out loud is, I am allowed to heal. Now, this is a big one. Most of us have went through trauma in our life. Most of us have lost people who we cherish and love dearly, and we would give anything to see these people again. For me, it's my mom, my grandma, my sister. I have a friend, so many people. But guess what? If you never allow yourself to heal from that trauma or for whatever is causing you pain, how can you move forward? You're going to allow that trauma to what? Guess what? Take you back. We ain't going back. I'm allowed to heal. Don't feel sorry for healing. And I had to realize that, like, I really miss my mom. I don't really want to heal from it because I want to keep that same closeness in it. And when I'm having a bad day, it's just like I can go to that comfort, sad place. You know, I'm not allowing myself to heal. But once I decided to heal from that and use everything she taught me in the little bit of time I did have with her, I don't really have too many sad days. When her birthday comes, I'm about celebrating. Yes, I'm going to be a little sad, but it don't take me all the way back to the point where I'm depressed. I'm sad. I can't even think. I'm missing my mom so bad I can't even move on. But that takes time. So you are allowed to heal. And the last thing is, I am allowed to begin again. Ooh, ooh. Now that one right there, I'm allowed to begin again. This is like my everyday, because every day I'm beginning something new that I probably failed, and I keep trying, and I keep failing, and I keep trying, because I'm allowed to begin again, right? Look at me streaming. I said I'm gonna go 365 streaming every day, and I failed at least, I'm gonna say 10 times already. That's why they say if at first you don't succeed, you gotta, if you fall down and you're gonna keep falling down and learning lessons along your way forward, you can't just stay there. Imagine this. We on a journey, right? We starting back here. Let's get back here. We're gonna start back here, right? And we're gonna go a little forward, and then guess what? Something happened, we fall down. We gotta go back a little bit. We're gonna try again. We're gonna go a little forward. We fall down again. Guess what? We're gonna get back up. But some people, when they fall down, guess what they do? They stay here. They say, you know what? I failed when I tried to do it. I might as well just stay where I'm at. Hell to the no. That is not the answer. The answer is to keep moving forward. You know, the answer is to start again until you get to where you're trying to go. Because eventually you're going to accomplish your goals, right? I always use my journey to being a dentist and failing some of those classes that were key classes. And I knew, damn, if I can't pass this class, there's no way I can get in. So I had to go what? And try it again. Some of the classes that I hated the most, organic chemistry. I would never want to take this class again in my life. But I had to take organic chemistry 1 and 2. Failed one of those. Got a C- and had to go back because a C- wasn't allowed. So it's like obstacles like that that could take years for you to figure out because you're trying to get somewhere. But what's the rush? All you got is life. All you got is time. You allowed to move forward. You allowed to heal. You allowed to mess up and begin again. So what you scared of? You scared of one little day where you don't feel your best? So you gonna let that whole day just clock you out of everything? I think the hell not. All you need is one step. Say it with me, one step. You need one breath, one day at a time. And you got to remember that you are not alone. Nothing you go through do you have to carry alone. You don't have to carry it by yourself. Someone recommended earlier, online counselors are, you know, that 988 number. If you feeling like you're ready to throw in the towel, don't. If you don't take nothing else from what I said today, the biggest thing is stay. Okay? Stay. Just stay. I promise you it will be worth it when you just stay. And that's it. That's all. Bada bing, bada boom. I think I gotta go now. So yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. That was just a quick little live to let y'all know that you are not alone. Keep moving forward. This is Dr. Chief the Sunflower. I'll see y'all later for another live. And yeah, thank y'all for tapping the hearts. If you did tap the hearts, I really appreciate it. All right. Bye, guys.